right, this is Andrew's Automotive Archaeology, back with another tote from Phillipson Ford in Argyle, Wisconsin. This should be tote number 31. I've just pulled it off a pile at random, and I was trying to count how many I had left. I had between 100 and 150, and after 30 totes, I barely made a dent in the pile. So it may be considerably more than 150. So I don't know. We'll keep counting. But there's a lot, and I'll just get right to it here. Looks like it's another small parts lot. I've got a lot of these trays. Looks like it's full of trays. This thing was heavy, super heavy. The thing about small parts like this is they don't generally sell, although stuff like this might. TCAA, so that's a 50s big truck lug stud. I'll probably end up putting those up for a single starting bid. These trays work really well. I can fit four of these in a 10 by or 12 by 12 by 8 priority mail box, or two of them in a large flat rate. Attaching parts for, these are fuel pump, rocker arm, spring. A lot of this little stuff just doesn't sell individually very well. Some of these things will actually come in handy. This circular stuff, I make a lot of stuff for an Etsy store, and I'm actually going to be making some trophies for a kart racing series that's in a couple of weeks. These will probably come in handy, so I'm gonna stick these off to the side. I've got to make a couple of little parts to put to the top of the trophy. This is interesting. I don't know what this is. Reinforcement. It's a cover for something. I'll look that up separately. That might be worth something. I've had a couple of these. They're hose or pipe clamps. Hardware. I'm tempted to keep it, but the problem with hardware is, I have to store it before I use one in 15 years, and it's just not worth keeping all the space. It's much easier if I need one just to go to the hardware store. Case in point, I've used bolts this size before, but, got to keep it. I don't have a regular use for it like that. This is good hardware. Those might sell individually. I don't know. Let's see what to do. See what I can do with them. Okay, these are, I'm not sure what those are. I have to look them up. There's a whole bunch of them. This may be something I could split up into lots of maybe 20 and sell. These are rope seals. I've mentioned these before. The earlier Ford V8s, the flathead comes to mind immediately. They use these, the front seals on the engines use these rope seals, and that's what they are. They're rope. You can see that it's rope, and it's hard, but it's not, and they don't work really well. They leak. And so they use what's called an oil slinger, which is a disc that goes inside the crankcase on the end of the crankshaft. And basically it spins around, and it's right in front of the seal inside the crankshaft, and it spins and it slings the oil that goes up next to the seal away from it. So it's basically not in an oil bath, and so that keeps the seal from leaking, because these can leak pretty badly. But they sell okay. It's just a matter of figuring out what they fit. It looks like I've got a bunch of, a myriad of different sizes here, so it's probably not worth it. They're usually $5-10 a set. So I'll probably just throw those in a big lot. There we go. Cotter pins. I'll keep these. These I do use. These are a little bit larger than I use, but I do have a like for spindle nuts for the trailer, I do need these. So I'll keep those, definitely, for my personal use. What else? We got one more. Just some random hardware. Probably not worth selling. A square. I'll probably end up. I might use them for making trophies. I don't know. We'll see. That's it for these. These usually do pretty well. I'll throw them up, you know, maybe 3 or 4 to a lot with a 99-cent starting bid. Usually I get, sometimes I get 99 cents, sometimes I get $50. It just depends on what it is. This thing I'll put up separately though. That's it for those. This, here we go. That is a flathead water pump, and it looks like it's completely remanufactured. Yeah, it's an 8BA, so it's the last generation. Zero. I'm not sure. They had 2, so a left and a right. I'm not sure which one that is, but they can be $100 to $250 a piece. So those are good, and that'll sell pretty much right away. This looks like an intake manifold. I'm not sure what that fits. I don't recognize it. There's no part number tag. Usually I can find a casting number or something on here, but there's only a couple of numbers built in, so I don't know. No, here's another one. That one's not in as good a shape. I think this one might be seized. No, it's still good. This one I'll probably sell for parts only. It's missing the pulley, and I just don't know what kind of condition it's in. But even cores go for quite a bit, are worth selling. This is a 8A, so this is, or BA. Is it BA? I think this is for a shoebox Ford 3-speed. It's a bearing retainer, goes on the front of the transmission, holds the bearing in place, or the seal. Maybe the seal and the bearing. So those usually sell. People are looking for those. These are interesting. These are really super dirty. They're tops for their pour spouts. They're usually pretty. They usually do. I don't know. I've never sold them actually. I can tell you they usually do pretty well, but I've never sold any of them, so I have no idea. I've got quite a few of them here. They're all used for sure. Here's one that's cleaner. That's a valve. So that'd be like a, I don't know, oil can or something. You know, it's an old mechanic thing that really no longer around anymore. There we go. Yes, it is like, ooh, that's cool. Okay, so that goes on there. It is a glass bottle. It says Standard Oil Company. Service, Indiana. So, fill, what's that say? Something to line. That's interesting. There is, and it's pretty good shape. I'll have to, I'll look that up. I don't know what I'll get for it, but this, I don't see those very often, so they're probably good collector. It's a good collector piece, probably. Somebody will be interested in it for that. We'll see. You know, it could be, there could be a zillion of them out there for all I know. It could be worthless. It's interesting nonetheless. Here is, okay, this is a light, I believe, a marker light. Yeah, that's a red marker light. Jeez, I'm getting this all dirty from those things. There is no, there's no part number on there, but those things are pretty generic generally. Here is some more. There's a ground strap, which I'm going to save that because I could use that for my Chevelle project. I'm going to need ground straps. Just some miscellaneous hardware. I'll throw that in there, throw that in there. Nuts and bolts left in here. There's this, which is a fuel and vacuum pump assembly. B6T and B5, oh, that says B5SZ. Okay, B6T 9350 is crossed out, and B5SZ 9350F. That's a 1955 Thunderbird. Okay. Fuel pump, AC fuel pump. The issue with these is if this is a vintage pump, it's got rubber bits in it that may or may not be any good now. And in any case, if they are still good, you start to run into problems with ethanol gas. You'd have to rebuild them with better parts. There you go. Yep, with ethanol-proof parts. Here's a John Deere part. Oh, bet you don't know how I know it's a John Deere. It's just a bracket. I have no idea, what it goes to. Could be something that was just painted John Deere. This is a... Yeah, I'm not sure what it's a... It's like a deflector shield or something like that. Plastic. Here's a bracket. I've had a couple of these before. It's an engine bracket for a 7... Can't read that tag. I think I've got a couple of these already. And here is a... Oh boy. Okay, this is a... Is that a brake booster? Or a power steering booster? Or a vacuum booster for the brake. That's not a brake reservoir. It doesn't have much fluid in it, but I guess it's gonna be pretty obvious. I'm pretty sure that's a vacuum booster, but hell, let's see the vacuum. Oh, there it is, right there. Yeah, I'll look that up. It looks like it's in decent shape. We'll probably look that up and see if I can get anything for it. But anyway, that is the end of the tote. And as usual, thanks for watching.